All right, so here we go. We have Bitcoin here on the 1 hour. As you see, we've had quite the staircase up. Once you did get this multi-crossover, you had a pretty nice pump. Came back down, was being held up by the 21, came a little lower, grabbed all that liquidity and stop losses that people had right under the 21, and continued to move up. Had a little bit of a trap, grabbing this liquidity that people had once they tried to go short at the top of the range, grabbed all those stops, came back down. Now you just grabbed stops all the way up at the outside of the range, people that's trying to go short here, and all the way down for people that had their long stop loss under the 21. So are we coming down to the 50? That's the question. Are we coming down to 16,900? Maybe even a little lower on a wick. You know what I mean? To grab that liquidity. Um, let's go over the chart layout real quick so I can show you what my chart is about. So I have the 21 here in the yellow, the 50 here in the red, the 100 here in the blue, and the purple is the 200. Then I have the VPVR here to your right, which measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. So basically how your volume is vertical, this volume is horizontal. And next we have momentum oscillators, which one being your RSI, one being your MACD. Then we have a volatility measurement, which is the BBWP. So that's basically my chart layout right now. I also have another chart that basically has the stochastic and order blocks on it. So right now in Bitcoin, your stochastic is pointing to the downside after getting a overbought read. So we are coming back down. So the question is do we stay in the bullish control zone, or do we come out of it and have more of a pullback? All right, let's go back to the trend chart. So the question is, do we go to the 50? Right now, it's kind of looking like it. If we could go down to the 50 and still be in good shape. Like I said, possibly have a wick lower, grabbing some liquidity. Right now, your RSI is, also we have a VPVR level right there at that 50. So that's going to be pretty good support. Right now, your RSI is coming down to the neutral median line, getting rejected from the bullish control zone, had your bearish divergence. Coming back down, this wick right here was a liquidity grab, so we could still come down to the 50 and play out that bearish divergence. Right now, your MACD has a strong downside curvature. The downside negative momentum is increasing. BBWP is curling up. So I would expect the volatility to happen once again. We had a little bit of a consolidation here. Now we're going to find out what happens next. As you see, I have an alert set at the 50. And I also have an alert set at 17,500. I'm actually going to move this down a little bit to the top of that wick. So all your major moving averages have positive slopes. We're still in good shape. Now we could come down to the 50, like I said, still make a higher low, and then continue upwards after, possibly a wick lower. And yeah, the bullish case is that you break this last wick at 17,400. If that happens, I would expect 17,800 to 18K. All right, possibly a pullback at 17,600, and then we'll come back to it. Bearish case is that you break these last lows at about 16,770. That's basically what I'm looking at. Even the wicks at 16,715. If that happens, I would expect a minor bounce at the POC point of control. Actually, I would expect a pretty nice size bounce at about 16,560, where your 200, your 100, and your POC point of control on your VPVR is lying. So that's the bullish and bearish case. Basically, if you break this last low, this was probably, it. You know what I mean? So, pretty short update on Bitcoin today. Like I said, or like people said, when, we're moving, you guys want shorter videos, straight to the point. So that's what I'm doing. And then when we're ranging, make a longer video, get you ready for the move. And yeah, so unless you object to that, that's what we're going to keep doing. By the way, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about crypto, trading, investing, markets as a whole. Definitely join the Discord. We stay ahead of this market collectively. We work as a team to talk about these moves before they happen, and we have a very high hit rate collectively. So definitely join the Discord. Also, there is a Sunday 7 p.m. EST event. Every Sunday at 7, we do an event, talk about different topics, and this week is trading lessons and short-term TA. So we're going to go over that this Sunday at 7 p.m. EST. So yeah, let's move on to Ethereum. So Ethereum here, like we said, soon as it got back into this red box, it was going to crack up, probably come down to the 50 at 1265, make a higher low, probably come up to that 1325 mark we've been talking about for a week or two. Right now, your RSI coming down to the bearish control zone. Let's see, the price, let's see, you need to get back above 1287 to get above your signal line. Now, the bearish control zone is coming in at, let's see here, 45. Yeah, I have a reverse function on this, so we can look at the actual, okay, so 1271. 1271, let's see if that coincides with anything. Okay, so 1271 would be this last wick. So if we come down to that bearish control zone, we possibly enter it for a minute, get down to that 50, make a higher low, keep going up to the 1325 mark at the top of that red zone. That would coincide with Bitcoin also breaking out of that range after grabbing more liquidity. Right now, your MACD, strong downside curvature, negative momentum's pretty stable, but slightly increasing. BBWP is curling around. As your moving average is starting to lose its downside curvature. So once this BBWP crosses that moving average, the move is going to continue, whether it's to the upside or the downside. Now, the bearish case is that we break the 50 on a 4-hour closure, and this last low, 1257. We break that last low, I would expect the bounce between the bottom of this red zone at 1220 and the 100, which is probably going to be at about 1230 by the time we'd work our way down there. Also, I'd expect to bounce the 200 at about 1215, probably come back up somewhere, probably retest the 100 and then continue down. That's the bearish case. The bullish case is that we break this last high, $1,300. 1300, 1325, here we come. Then we come back to it. All right, let's move on to Solana. Solana, not looking as good, but we're making higher highs, higher lows. The thing is that your moving averages have converged, and they're starting to curl over. So if this 21 and this 50 cross this 100 and start fanning out, that is not going to look good. I mean, I would expect to bounce at 1335, where the POC comes in at. But ultimately, I mean, that's at this last low. So if we close below that POC on a 1-hour closure, I would expect this shit to get ugly. All right. I would expect those moving averages to cross bearish, start fanning out, and then we come back to it. Right now, your RSI is trying to enter this bearish control zone. MACD, strong downside curvature, pretty fresh cross to that signal line. Negative momentum is increasing as your BBWP is coming off some low reads, exiting that 10 percentile. So here comes the volatility. We start closing below these moving averages. I mean, we're probably going to come down to 1335, the POC, point of control. If we break that, like I said, it's not going to look good. Next stop would be 1270, 1280. After that, I would expect $11. Bullish case is that we break this last high at 1420. Next stop would be 1483 to 1490. And if we break that, we'll come back to it. So pretty short update today. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time sensitive content. Leave a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. Tell me how I can improve. I I wish everyone well, and I'll see you tomorrow.